Welcome to Jacket Talk on LEB TV.
Welcome back to Jacket Talk Overtime. Ramsey Stewart, LEB TV, and Jacket Nation Sports. And we're sitting down with senior wrestler Micah Perryman. How are you, Michael?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. It's been fun getting to kind of see your senior year progress. I want to go back just a little bit. Played soccer this year, right?
Oh, yeah. It's my third year doing that. So
right.
Started my sophomore year. And
enjoy it?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm not the best at it, but
enjoy getting out with the guys and being part of the team, though.
Yeah.
So let's compare soccer season, wrestling season. How do they work together? The difference. Which one's your favorite?
I mean, I like wrestling more, but I mean, soccer's fun too. I mean, I really did to get me in shape for wrestling and stuff, but I mean, wrestling conditioning and soccer conditioning are completely two different things.
Right.
I mean, soccer, all you do is run, and wrestling, you kind of use your whole body and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, but I enjoy soccer. I mean, it's not my number one sport, but it's still
enjoyed it. I know soccer's growing in Lebanon, getting bigger every year. Wrestling's growing too. So. So you're a senior. We're in the midst of wrestling. How's wrestling going this year in particular?
So far it's been doing pretty good. I mean, my record's 24 and like 12, I think, which it's better than last year's. I mean, last year I didn't do so great, but this year I'm improving. Wanting to go to state and place.
Okay.
So
tell me about how did you make those improvements? What was off season like? What have you focused on?
I went to a few off seasons. I mean, just wrestle around, try to get my conditioning up and stuff like that. But again, I was in soccer, so I didn't have much time to do wrestling off season. I went to one practice a week on Sundays, but yeah, I mean, work on moves and stuff like that.
What has been your focus? How do you think you've progressed in a specific part of that?
My conditioning's way better because, I mean, I've been trying to push a lot harder in practices and trying to push the people around me. I mean, I've been working with the coaches, learning new skills and new moves and perfecting moves and stuff.
What's your favorite wrestling? What's your go-to? How are you going to finish somebody?
Finish, I like Bob Wire and chicken wing.
Chicken wing. That was when we did this one. I think that night there was 6 or 8 chicken wings. Yeah. I got to learn from Coach Roark a little bit about that and understanding. I learned last night when we did the girls, it was a lot about making your hips heavy, using the hips to keep the shoulders down, or getting that leverage and watching them yank on the arm, pull the arm down, get the back of the head, that sort of thing. So it's been pretty cool. Tell us a memorable moment of high school wrestling.
Going to state my freshman year.
Okay.
It was exciting. I mean, I didn't do too good. I mean, I was kind of in the moment, like, first time ever going to state. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
But, I mean.
Nerves, jitters?
Yes, very.
How do you make it to state this year? What'll be the difference?
I'm more mature in wrestling. Like, I know more stuff. I know how to get out of situations, and I mean.
And what class are you currently wrestling? What weight class?
144.
144. Is that tough for you to get there? Is that pretty easy?
It's manageable. I mean, all you have to do is watch what you eat. I mean, I haven't missed weight yet, so.
You'd probably stay right around that 150 mark. And
yeah, right now, this morning I weighed like 149, so I mean, it's only 3 pounds I have to cut by Saturday, which is conference. So
yeah, so conference is coming up. What are your expectations for conference?
I want to win it.
You want to win it?
Yeah.
Think you got a pretty good shot?
Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be some tough kids, obviously, but I think if I work hard and do the right stuff, I should be able to come out on top.
Pretty familiar with your conference opponents, or will it be some new?
I'm sure there will be some new faces, but I've probably wrestled most of them. Kickapoo and Willard are going to be there. I mean, they both beat me in the past, but I'm wanting to come out on top on them.
Think you got a good shot at it?
Yeah.
What's the plan after high school?
Well, I'm actually going to Alaska with our coach Booth.
Okay.
Yeah. His family owns a lodge up there, and they asked me to come work for him. And
Okay.
it's from June 1st to October sometime. I don't know when I'm going to get back in October, but yeah. And then after that, I don't think I'm going to go to college. I mean, I want to become a highway patrolman.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, but I have to wait till I'm 21 to become that. So I have to go to academy and stuff like that. So
maybe work with your dad a little bit.
Yeah, HVAC.
HVAC. He's always working.
Oh yeah.
I know. Anytime I've needed something, he'll answer the phone. So.
Yeah, he's a hard worker. I mean, yeah, I look up to him for that.
Are you a better wrestler than your dad was?
I mean, he's never made the state, so
I'm gonna have to. You rub that in with him a lot?
No, he's taught me mostly everything I know. So
okay. How old's your brother, Josiah?
He's 21. He'll be 22 in December.
Were you better than him, or are you better than he was?
I think so.
You think so?
He doesn't. He still likes to wrestle me and try to show me up. But
does it ever get pretty heated?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Christmas morning in the living room.
Yeah, he's not as conditioned as I am, so I use that to my advantage.
I gotcha. Well, tell us, what has it been like? What have you taken away or will take away going forward with wrestling?
The discipline, being able to work hard and not give up. The brotherhood in it and stuff like that.
How do you? I know Kevin and Coach talked about it a little bit, but how do you? What we see is wrestling is an individual sport, but it's also a team sport. How do you kind of mold the two and make that happen?
You want to win, but there's also team points, so you have to. Even if you're about to lose, you'd want a pin 6 points, but a tech fall's 4.
Right.
So you rather want to get the tech fall instead of the pin because that could determine whether you win the duel or not.
Right. Those 2 points, there can be a big swing there.
Yeah, and you may want to tech your kid, but your team may be down by 1 point, so you have to get the fall instead.
I gotcha. Tell anybody you want to thank. Tell us a little bit about. I know we always put kids on the spot because none of this is possible without mom and dad, and we've picked on your dad a little bit, but I know mom's a big fan too, right?
Yeah, she supports me when dad has to work and stuff. She gets the food tubs ready and stuff like that. She's always been there for me to encourage me and help me.
You prepared yourself for wrestling to be over because it's coming up. I don't want to open up a wound, but
I'm ready for it to be over. But I know I'm gonna miss it,
right?
Because it's all I've ever really done and stuff. But
it's been your main thing, right?
Yeah, main thing since I was 7.
Gotcha. Well, Micah, I appreciate you coming in, sitting down. It's been fun. I kind of enjoyed picking on your dad too. So, no, I appreciate you. We're excited to see what happens. Conference this weekend. So, you got your mind right and excited for you and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Go Jackets.
Go Jackets.
How much has your bank paid you? We've paid our Kasasa account holders more than $7 million since 2017. Open an account in minutes to get in on the earnings today.
My name is Jaysha Connor, owner and nurse practitioner here at Ginger Wellness. I believe that sometimes healthcare does too much, and I believe that's where wellness centers can really bridge that gap and really give people some confidence in natural ways, healthier ways, to really improve quality of life and to get healthy.
We want to feel better and live better lives. It's not about quantity, it's a lot about quality of your life.
Ginger Wellness is where I went to get my quality of life back.
Welcome back to Jacket Talk Overtime. Ramsey Stewart, LEB TV, Jacket Nation Sports, and I'm sitting down with the Branch Brothers today. It's Friday. We're having some fun. This will air a day before conference, so I want to get into conference and what the expectations. But you guys take a second to introduce yourselves.
I'm Caleb Branch.
Sophomore
in high school.
Wrestling at 113, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Kayden Branch, junior in high school, wrestling 126.
Are you guys brothers?
Yeah.
Twins?
No.
16 months apart.
16 months apart. Who's tougher?
It's obvious.
But
Me.
who's a better wrestler?
Him.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair. You can admit it.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. He's got a lot more dedication than I did.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're pretty into it, right?
Mhm.
Is wrestling your thing?
It's the only sport I'm really good at. The only
Right.
sport I really like.
How long you been wrestling?
I'd say 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Why wrestling?
Well, football and other sports have like to where you have to be like tall, like bigger build,
Mhm.
to where wrestling there's like weight classes. And like
Right.
I have my own weight class where I wrestle kids my size
Mhm.
and that it's just for me really.
Gotcha. Caleb?
Kayden.
Kayden? See? I already
You're
forgot.
good. For me, I like it how it's everything on me. I don't have to worry about blaming the match on somebody else. It can't be anybody else's fault. It's how I wrestle. It helps me just improve myself as a person and wrestler.
Gotcha. How long you been wrestling? Same about a time? Well, obviously a little longer.
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got seeing his success or what got you into it?
Kyler, my older brother, and then
Okay.
him started at the same time, kind of. I didn't like it at first, put it off. I was a little shy, and then started getting in the gym. Came in 7th grade year because that's when middle school started having wrestling, and then
Right.
went from there.
What style of wrestler are you? If you could define it. Are you aggressive? Are you more tactical? Like how do you kind of approach each match?
I think I'll go into a match. It's like my headstrong,
Right.
at times, and then like I'll usually try being like finding out like how they wrestle, and then after I find that out, I'll change into more of aggressive or more strategic
Gotcha.
type.
I'd say
Caleb?
mindset is key, really.
Right. How would you describe your actions on the mat? Or again, is it more of an aggressive? Are you sitting back, playing defense, but then turning that into offense? Or are you more offensive and kind of go for the?
It
Go
really
for
just
it.
depends on the kid.
Really?
Mhm.
As you know, you're in a match, and obviously there's a lot of hand fighting that kind of starts.
Mhm.
People are getting in position, working wrists, learning a lot from Coach Roark. I wrestled, believe it or not, like a long time ago, but it was never at this level. But like, when does that switch flip to where you go from, figuring it out to I'm going to make a move?
Really, it's all about pressure.
Okay.
Like if you pressure them, you take shot. And then like if they're like taking a shot, you just turn into defense
Right.
and turn your defense into offense.
What's your go-to? What's your favorite move if you could do one?
I'd say it's really hard to hit it, but I'd say a duck, super duck.
A super duck. Explain a super duck the best you can. Without having to beat up on your brother. Is it over under? Is it with a like
It's from like wrist control. Like
okay?
if they have their wrist, like you level change and like throw it over, like duck under.
Okay, so like I think there might have been a little bit of that last night. I think one Waynesville girl might have got something similar on that. Like ends up she ducks under and uses her shoulder up in the armpit of the other girl, and then like rotated over and kind of got that hip swivel, hip turn, hip toss. Is that in there? Have you ever done it?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Mhm.
Is it where you were like, all right, I got it? Like, did you know the match was over when you got it? Did it just deplete the opponent?
I'd say it just boosted my confidence about the match, really.
All right. So what's this season been like? I know we're 3/4 of the way into it. Conference is Saturday. So how have you fared this season?
I'd say I have my ups and downs. Through like big tournaments, like it destroys my confidence, really. I don't wrestle as good.
Really?
Mhm.
Figuring out how to overcome those things, or what are you doing to help get over that? Just more experience or more time on the mat?
I'd say just more time on the mat.
Gotcha. And you're a sophomore. So, I mean, obviously you wrestled last year. How'd last year go?
Well, I'd say the same thing about last year.
Right.
It had its ups and downs. There's tournaments I wrestled better at than other tournaments.
Right. Tournament or duels, which would you prefer?
I'd say duels.
Really? Why?
Because just beating, like,
Head-to-head
yeah,
team, Lebanon versus Camdenton, Lebanon versus Waynesville,
like
whatever the
Lebanon
case.
versus Camdenton, it just felt good just, like, have them score 0 on our team.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was a shutout. That doesn't happen very often, does it?
No.
What about you? Tournament or
Duel.
duel?
Yep.
See,
There's just so much better for crowd at a duel. I
Right.
mean, it goes crazy and it just doesn't stop.
Because I would assume it'd be tournament because you potentially get more matches in a tournament in that 1 day setting, right?
Yeah.
Because you can have typically like up to 4 or is it 6 in a tournament? On a if you were to win the tournament or place high, is it?
Depends if it's a big tournament or not, really.
I got you.
Because, like, compared to from wrestling at the Willard tournament,
Mm-hmm.
like Tiger Pride Battle, and then wrestling the Kansas City Stampede, there's like the Willard tournament doesn't have as many people,
Right.
not as many matches.
What's your favorite tournament?
It's a good question.
What about you?
Man, I don't know. I didn't wrestle 2, 3 of the tournaments this year because I got injured, so took off time around Christmas break.
Okay.
But
Back healthy, ready to go?
yeah,
What? Tell me what it's like, what the team aspect and what it's like being a part of the wrestling team, the community, the program.
it's definitely a family. Everybody just knows everyone in it. There's no one that gets like left out through practice, through tournaments, everything. There's always applause. I mean, just love in the sport.
Right? For you?
I'd say it's really not much of an individual sport still when it comes to duels because it takes everyone to come out there and bring their hardest, like do their hardest.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. And I've learned through this year and even talking with Micah earlier about the strategy of the points. You know, if you're losing, you can still help the team through, a pin could hurt your team, but a tech fall might help your team, that sort of thing. You don't ever want to lose, obviously, but like there's strategies and things like that. So obviously you're older, Kayden, sorry. You're older. What's next? What do you got going on?
It's crazy to say, but I'm not gonna be wrestling college. I'm just gonna go get a degree, go off medical school, and go
Okay.
from there.
Gotcha. You've got some time. What are some goals that you have for this year and beyond?
This year, I'd say, is to win state.
Okay. You feel like you got a shot?
Mm-hmm.
What's it going to take?
It's going to take time and dedication.
Right. I'm sure you've laid the foundation and doing some things. What are you anticipating for conference this weekend?
Like, what do you mean by that?
Like, feel like you got a pretty good shot? Do you feel like conference is going to prepare you? Will you be seeing potentially at conference some folks you could see at state or?
Well, I'd say it's going to really prepare me.
Right.
That and the practices before are going to be harder than regular season practices.
Gotcha. What's your outlook for conference?
I think I got a pretty good shot. I'd like to come in there, place least of it, but
Right.
more obviously.
After conferences, districts,
Mhm.
what do you guys do outside of wrestling?
I work.
You work?
Yeah, I try going to the gym when I can. Just doesn't often happen. Busy schedule.
You're doing go caps. Tell me about go caps.
Oh, okay. I go off. I leave school at 11. Have an hour to go to wherever I'm having my rotation, which then I can go to hospitals, nursing homes, anywhere in like a medical environment, and
Gotcha.
just job shadow their fields, see what I want to do in my future.
Have you enjoyed it?
I have.
I know Perigo has done a lot in that program and has done a lot to build it up, and there's been a lot of success coming from it.
Oh yeah.
So, Caleb, you, see, I got it right that time. You didn't even say thank you or acknowledge it. It really took time to make sure.
Really, I do. I try to do wrestling year round, so I stay good and don't go down.
Right.
Like, to me, if you wrestle just folk style, you're just gonna, and like once you take off after it ends, it's just you're just gonna get like down, and then you're just gonna get to the same height every time.
Right.
So I think if you wrestle year round, you're gonna keep progressing.
What's your favorite? Because you mentioned it, folk style, and then what are the other types? Greco-Roman, freestyle. Like, what's your favorite?
I'd say folk style.
How do you differentiate? Like, what's something you can do in folk style that you can't do in freestyle or the other?
Folk style, it's like different because you can't clasp, because when you clasp, it's like it's 1 point for the other kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then in freestyle and Greco, you could like clasp.
And by clasp, you mean like your hands like lock them like that?
Like under there.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And then, well, like back exposure is 2 points in freestyle and Greco. And then in Greco, you can't touch their legs or the other kid gets a point and you tell disqualification.
Okay. You ever get confused in the middle of a match? I would.
Sometimes.
It happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, guys, I appreciate it. Anybody you want to thank or talk about or shout out to while we're here?
I'll have to give a big thank you to all of our coaching staff. Just always there, doing whatever they can to make you better as a person and wrestler, obviously.
I'd say a big thank you to the coaching staff, and then just have my parents push me to be the best I can be.
They're always there.
Mm-hmm.
Same with that one, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be in
Dad's
trouble
always
for that one.
Yeah.
You're going to be in trouble. I'm going to send him the clip.
Oh, to see it one way or another.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. We're excited for you. Conference this Saturday, districts, and then state, and sky's the limit, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in. We're excited, and we'll be paying attention. All right.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Go Jackets.
Go Jackets.
Go Jackets.
You shouldn't have to give up the hometown bank experience to enjoy modern convenience. Just check our Google reviews about our in-person, online, and mobile banking experiences. Open an account in minutes today.
Welcome to Jacket Talk on LEB TV.